Okay, so welcome to week 2 of the Lean Body coaching. We're going to talk a little bit today about removing limiting beliefs. Now, beliefs are such a massive topic, it's going to be hard to cover in such a little period of time. But we start getting the ball rolling by just talking about removing limiting beliefs in week 2, and then we're going to talk about installing new beliefs that are going to help you towards getting your goal. All right. But before we start, we have to understand what a belief is. Okay. So what's a belief? A belief is basically an idea that has turned into a conviction through references. Okay, so some point in time you were going through life, and an idea popped up, and then all of a sudden all these references to that idea helped that idea not only become just an idea, but it actually become a conviction, whether it be a good conviction or a bad conviction. It's something that's solidified in your mind through references that gave that idea credibility. Okay, so they're like the beliefs become like our spectacles that filter our world, basically, that filter your world. All right, they help you choose how you act. Okay, so when you, let's give the example of a belief of someone that doesn't believe they can lose weight easily. Why is that? Because all of a sudden that top level belief, I can't lose weight easily, has been helped by references such as I've tried a diet and failed. I may have tried many diets and failed. That's a reference link to that top level belief of I can't lose weight easily. Or I have many friends who have tried and failed, and all of a sudden they become influences to that top level belief of I can't lose weight easily. All right, so that stops, and that belief stops you from acting in the right way. It's a belief that actually doesn't serve you, as an example. All right, so they're like our, like I said, they're like our filters for our world, and sort of allow you to judge the way you act. All right. I just mentioned it. Beliefs are influenced by external factors. Okay, so we're going to delve into those external factors now, and it's more about understanding where our beliefs come from. Okay, so there's 4 main areas in where our beliefs come from, basically. Now, the first one is creative thinking. Creative thinking is one of those things you can either use for or against you, really, and it's the same as what we talked about in week 1 when it comes to visualization. You can think whatever you want to think, really. So you can either think, look, it's easy to lose weight, or you can think it's very hard to lose weight. These are things that you can come up with, the ideas you can come up with. But as I mentioned in that example before, you're going to get all these references to a top level belief that's going to stop you from that creative thinking in a good way. All right, so i.e. I've never achieved anything great is normally a big one for most people that stops themselves from going for their goals. All right, that's creative thinking. It's like just because they've never achieved anything in the past that they thought was that great, all of a sudden they've come up with this idea that they can't achieve anything great in the future, and they stop themselves from doing it. So creative thinking. The next one is education. All right, now one of my big gripes in society today is the bad media that's out there. Okay, things such as I don't want to mention names, but there's TV shows out there that make losing weight look easy. All right, now I'm not going to say it is easy, but you can, through creative thinking, you can believe it's easy. All right, but unfortunately as well, we're not just doing TV shows, but infomercials, magazines that pump every single diet under the sun. With so many diets, I can understand that education is one of those things that stops positive beliefs in people, and makes people confused. Okay, so such as diet. So I don't actually believe in the word diet, because any food you eat, any eating plan you eat, even if it's a rubbish plan, is a diet at the end of the day. The problem is we associate diets with with getting healthy and all that sort of stuff. But really, what you do on a diet is die. So the first 3 letters is die on a diet. So let's just look at it and have that belief that I want to eat. I'm eating a healthy eating plan versus going on a diet. Okay, so education provides a lot of references to our beliefs. Okay. The next area is our environment. Okay, so our upbringing, our family and friends, advice and their experience. Our work around us. All the people talking in our ears. Making those top level beliefs sometimes stronger in us, especially the negative ones, the limiting ones. So you hear all these people, talk about, how they can't lose weight. So it helps you solidify your belief that you can't lose weight. All right, and then the fact is they can't exercise in the morning because it's too hard to get up, or it's too hard to go on a diet, or it's too hard, everything's too hard. So what it ends up doing is making your limiting beliefs stronger. All right, so and schooling as well, schooling in any sense, whether it be through TV or through actual schools, they definitely can influence those limiting beliefs. Okay. The last main area is our very own experiences. Okay, our past outcomes from experiences. Okay, so if you've ever gone on a quote diet unquote, all right, then you may have failed on that diet. If you've ever gone to a gym or started any exercise plan but never actually followed through with that exercise plan, and let's say you went into that exercise plan already with your creative thinking, already thinking that this isn't going to work. Well, guess what? You just tried something, probably haven't followed through with it, and created an outcome which is solidifying that top level belief of I can't lose weight. Okay, so it has everything we do in life has to do with our beliefs, and every action we take has to do with our beliefs. So understanding those 4 areas and where they come from now allows you maybe not be perfect with beliefs, but now allows you to sort of analyze a little bit of the things that you say to yourself. Whenever you say, I believe this or I believe that, you can start putting it down to these few things, right? And if that belief actually becomes a limiting belief, so something that's stopping you from going for your goals, you can actually refer back to this and say, okay, I understand this is coming from some area of my life, whether it be creative thinking, education, our environment, our experiences. Is it limiting me? And now, how am I going to remove this limiting belief? How are we going to remove this limiting belief? Okay, limiting beliefs are really easy to remove, actually, and it's just through a little bit of questioning. Okay, so the next part here is the questioning of a belief, but to remove a belief, let's understand this. Let's understand what a bad limiting belief is going to do with you. And it's known as the self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, the self-fulfilling prophecy states that I'll tell you what, guys, this is really simple stuff, and once you know this sort of stuff and you apply it, you'll be just amazed at what some of the things you can do and achieve. All right, so think of a limiting belief or a negative belief that's not serving you. What's it going to do? Like, let's just give you the belief of, let's say, I've heard so many times I'm big boned, or I can't afford a PT, or I can't afford a gym. All these top level beliefs that go, all right, so if I'm big boned, or if I've got a family history of being overweight and obese, so that means I'm doomed and I'm going to be obese. What's that going to do? That's going to create negative expectations. Okay, so negative expectations is that I've got this top level belief that I can't, I'm big boned, or I've got a family history. So the expectation is that I'm not going to actually be able to achieve that goal. So that's the expectation. I'm not actually going to be able to achieve that goal. It's quite limiting, I'd say. All right. The next part of that is that if you've got that expectation of not being able to achieve that goal, how are you going to be driven through that belief system to behave the way you have to actually get your ass into the gym, or get your ass doing some squats, or at home, or get your ass going for a jog or a run, creating that action. So really it's going to create negative behavior or no behavior and actions. Okay, and then obviously the next part is no behavior, no actions, or little behavior, little actions, inconsistently creates a negative outcome. And guess what? This is why it's the self-fulfilling prophecy, guys, because it repeats itself, and like a snowball. Okay, so like a snowball, like the top of the mountain, the more you go around with the negative beliefs, the more you create the expectation, the more the negative outcomes, every time you get a negative outcome, it solidifies that belief even more, all right, and creates that bigger snowball as it's going down the hill, creates worse expectations, creates less behavior, and that outcome happens again, and it just goes over and over and over, and can be quite detrimental for most people. All right, so you've got to understand beliefs is such an important part of getting any goal. Alright, so how do we remove limiting beliefs? This is the key. Alright, really simple. I'm going to go through this really quickly. How do we remove limiting beliefs? Because I want to make this a quick little video. And then next week we're going to talk about how we're going to install new beliefs. Now just remember, this is all stuff that's written in that X Factors Behind Body Transformation report. So you can always refer back to that report. And it's got actually areas where you can write some of this stuff down. Okay, so removing limiting beliefs. Okay, first of all, write down the 3 or more if you've got more, but let's just start with 3 beliefs that may be stopping you right now. So the beliefs that I'm big boned, for example, I've attempted diets or exercise and failed, I've tried everything, you know, I can't afford it, I have no time, I have a family history of being overweight and obese, you know, I believe losing weight is easy. Okay, whatever belief is there and is stopping you, write it down, and it starts with an I, okay, because it's you that we're talking about here. So whatever belief you've come up with the past, or whatever belief you're currently running your life with now, running your story with now, be sure to write it down. It's really important to do these exercises if you want to start removing these limiting beliefs. So don't just watch the video, do the exercises, okay? Just take action. Just like you have to exercise physically, we have to work on our mindsets. We have to take action with our mentality as well, okay? So write down those beliefs that are stopping you from achieving your goals right now. The next part is to question those beliefs, okay? Write down why they aren't true, okay? Do those beliefs come from a credible source? Okay, so if you've ever heard someone go around saying you'll never lose weight because I've done it, I've tried it before, I've tried that program before, I've tried that diet before and it didn't work. Ask yourself, are they credible in the industry? Are they credible in the fitness and health industry? Okay? Ask are you credible? All the beliefs that you've come up with, do you have a degree in health and fitness? Are you a credible source of coming up with these beliefs? Or is it just some creative thinking that's been solidified by references to that belief, okay? What age were you when you come up with that belief, when that belief was formed? Were you really of age that had the knowledge and had the ability to be coached and say, all right, yeah, I was probably a bit young or something along those lines, so that's probably not true most of the time. All right, so start questioning that negative belief through you know, your experience and your age, okay? Has someone else done what you wanted and is in the same position? Okay, so look at people. I guarantee you most people always have some excuse, whether it be children or whether it be money or whether it be time or whether it be all that sort of stuff, and I guarantee you there's always been someone in the exact same position that's achieved what you want. And I reckon you could probably find 1,000,001 stories out there on the internet of this people in the same position that's achieved what you want, and straight away that's going to be starting to shake those reference legs that you had previously, shake that belief a little bit to say, hey, this is a limiting belief and now it's not a very credible one, so now I can start removing this limiting belief and start installing some new ones. Like, have you done it before? Like, have you done another goal that you thought you weren't able to achieve and wow, all of a sudden you've achieved it? You know, because you just had that drive and you went for it. So hang on, you've achieved something before, so what's stopping you from achieving this leaner body this time? All right. And the last question is, is that belief really serving you? Is it actually serving you? Is it having that limiting belief enabling you to take the, have the expectations and take the action so you can get the outcome that you require? Are those beliefs actually serving you? Alright guys, that's it for now. I hope that's helped, and next week we're going to talk about installing new beliefs. Have a great day. Ciao for now.